So just before COVID, I opened a shop somewhere in Accra. It was a prime area and every sign showed that that business was going to do well. And this is why most African entrepreneurs fail, especially the ones that come from the diaspora. I picked up the shop in a location that would have done amazing in most parts of the Western world. But what I didn't know is that in most parts of Africa, you need to go and understand the culture, the system, the location dynamics before you make a decision as to where you want to put your business. I didn't do that because I had not spent enough time. I made that decision in 6 months to come and set up that business. I had only been to Ghana for about 4 or 5 times before I made that decision. It was very quick. The time came when the business was set up. A lot of money was invested in that business. But the problem is, sales were not coming in, regardless of what we did. Even with online ads here and there, the sales were not coming in. The reason was very simple. The location where the shop was, it wouldn't have been possible for people to always turn around and come and park in front of the shop. It was in a dual carriageway. And for the people going on the other side, they would have needed to go and do a U-turn somewhere and come back. And most people would think of another option. The buyer decision was disrupted. As soon as they saw the shop, it was disrupted by other things. So they couldn't walk into the shop. It failed. I want to tell you that there are so many reasons why a lot of entrepreneurs will fail in Africa. If they don't fix this, it'll be a complete disaster for their businesses. Number 1 on my list is lack of mentorship. I have 5 mentors who advise me. I have the opportunity of picking up the phone and speaking to these people every time I have problems. Apart from the fact that your mentor will guide you and keep you in check when you're not doing the right things, a good mentor coach you as well. They will hold your hand through the journey. So like a phone has a support system around it, which is the cover. It's really simple that when the phone drops, the cover reduces the damage that will be caused to the actual phone. And you need that system as a person in business. If you don't do that, you have nobody to learn from. You only learn from videos and books and interviews. But when you have an actual person who has done it before and has your interest at heart, you learn so much from them. Because people don't have mentorship and coaches, they make so many mistakes. And before they realize it, what they could have skipped with just one advice, one conversation with a mentor, it becomes a problem that makes the entire business fail. The other thing is that most people don't understand the laws of business. And the number 1 law of business that people don't understand when they come to do business in Africa is solving a real problem. For majority of people, they just pick up an idea from the West and then throw it in. Instead of looking at the system and what it needs and devising a solution for our problems, we just bring in a Western system and we think, hey, Charlie, that's going to work here. Most of the time, it doesn't work because our problems are slightly different. So you see, we must identify what our problems are and devise solutions, technical solutions, IT solutions to be able to fix those problems rather than just doing copy and paste on this side. The second rule of business that most entrepreneurs in Africa do not follow is they don't know their numbers. And I have done this experiment where I've asked a lot of people on my stories on Instagram and they say, yes, it's true. Most people are running the business, they don't understand their numbers. And that's an exact rule that if you fail to operate by, you would not know where you are, the position you are right now to be able to know where you're going. How do you scale a business if you don't know your numbers? It's almost impossible. So there are a lot of entrepreneurs here, but the problem we are having is that they are not working as entrepreneurs. Yes, you have problems you are solving. Yes, the money is coming in. But if you don't know where the money is going, you don't keep track of the money and you don't understand those numbers, it is difficult. Now, obviously, the other reason why most entrepreneurs fail in Africa is lack of capital and funding. That is a big one. Every single entrepreneur that I have spoken with here would ask me the question, but where do we get the capital? Where do we get the money? How do we get the money to start a business? Sometimes I blame us for not getting access to the funding because the trust level for individuals is very low here when it comes to money. So sometimes it might be a brilliant idea and then people will give you money for it, but because somebody has wasted that money, the money has not gone towards what the investor expected the money would have gone towards. They've squandered it. For that reason, everybody else in the chain that now needs help will suffer for it. Entrepreneurship is a hard road. And one thing that makes people want to connect with you and build a network with you is trust. But for most people, unfortunately, around here, they've burned a lot of bridges and it has affected a lot more people. So somebody will come with you with a brilliant idea, but you're looking at the person and you're thinking, if I invest in that business, they will not run it properly. They will dip their hands in the money and then they waste the entire resources, financial resources in that business. And then another reason why entrepreneurs fail here is the inconsistency in our economic situation. Take currency, for example. The currency tends to fluctuate sometimes. Maybe this can happen about 2 or 3 times in a year. So a lot of people need to learn how to pivot. While you have opportunities to be able to make a lot of money, that same opportunities, they come with a lot of financial drift and turbulence, and you can't really predict stability in the financial sector most of the time. As a matter of fact, you might be able to predict it about 3 times in a year, but it will derail about 4 times in a year. So if you are not a person that has the ability to pivot, you will find that that time will come and then you will give up, because the economic situation here is such that dollar can determine how things are moving in the country. The import situation, the duty at the port can affect a lot of things. And if you are reliant on importing a few things to make your business run, at some point your price is going to be, going up the roof. Customers are going to be complaining. So you need to have a tough skin to do business here. And yes, this environment, if you're an entrepreneur, you can really thrive. You can't be over-prepared, but you must prepare for the times and the moments where the economic situations here will just push you to the wall. You may get to a place where you almost give up, and many people, unfortunately, they do. Because the time will come when rent will be due, and their landlord is telling them, because of how the dollar is, I'm going to have to charge you over 100% of what I used to charge you. Most businesses just shut down and close. So my biggest advice is to know that these situations, they exist here. And these are reasons why most people are failing. But if you choose to jump on that train of entrepreneurship within the continent, be prepared that times will come that will shift you left, right, center. So if you have a lot of finance today in your business, save some for the rainy day, because that time will come. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe, leave a comment below, and I've given you a gift in the description, which is the 4 pillars to success. This is a free ebook that I've written for entrepreneurs and people aspiring to be business people. The mindset that you need, the tough skin that you need to be able to survive in any environment, and how to change your mind for this moment. My name is Derrick Abaitey. Stay with me.